Welcome again to my channel, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Today's Thursday, and it almost feels like a Sunday. I don't know if it's because I work all night and then sleep all day, but it does feel like a Sunday. But we know it's not. It's Thursday. And today we are going to be continuing the reading of the book of Judges. Guys, for those of you who are new here, I want to say a very special welcome to you. Thank you so much for coming. And to all my returning travelers, I want to say thank you for your continued support. Now, yesterday when we read the when we were reading the book of Judges, we found where Abimelech, he was the son of Gideon, and Gideon was the same person who was called Jerubbaal, and he was the son of one of Jerubbal's concubines over there in Shechem, and after his father had passed away, he went on and it took the lives of his other brothers. There were actually 70 of them, 70 of them that Jerubbaal had, and Abimelech went out and he took the lives of his brother, and only one of his brothers survived. And because of that, there was a lot of curse on him, Abimelech. Oh, what happened here? Okay, so today we are going to continue the reading of the book of Judges, and we're really on to chapter 10 at the moment. So if you have your book Bible or your Google Bible, please follow along and let us continue the reading. And just a little bit of disclaimer here, guys, we are no theologians. What we are just trying to do here is to read the Bible for ourselves and understand it from a layman's point of view, because all our lives, of course, we have been told what is in the Bible. And we have been told the Bible says this, the Bible says that, but nobody really talks about all the gory details that's in the Bible, all the bloodletting and the slaughter. People try to avoid that part of it and only talk about, oh, the Bible says this, God says to do this, to do that, for you to be in favor with Him, with this God. You need to do what the Bible says. But by us just reading the Bible and what the Bible says and the teachings that the people were abiding by, we have been realizing that as humans, some of it is absolutely impossible for us as humans to be able to indefinitely uphold. And we also see where the people for whom these scriptures were written, they themselves could not uphold these principles, because it was practically inhuman for you to be able to uphold all these 600 and some statutes. And try as they may, they failed miserably at it. And each time they failed, you see the punishment. The punishment was so horrendous that these people lived day after day in absolute and perpetual fear. And every time the Israelites did not obey, could not keep up, they were punished. They were punished so terribly that generations and generations continued to be punished for the quote-unquote sins of their fathers. I don't know what is happening, if it's with this phone or what, but it just keeps going off, guys. I'm not sure why, but it just keeps going blank, and that is kind of weird. The screen keeps going dark. But anyway, nothing that happens is going to stop us from continuing the reading so that we can find out for ourselves what the Bible says and how we can apply whatever is in the Bible to our lives today, how how it matters to us today. Something is wrong with this phone, I think. I don't understand why it is going blank. But anyway, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can switch it to another device because it keeps going off. And that's no good. It keeps going dark and going off. All right. Hold on there, guys. You know, when one thing fails, you just go with another. All right, let's hope that works. All right, so welcome into the live, guys. Thank you all so much for coming. Without further ado, let's get into it because we're going to have a shortened version today because I'm going to work. Judges chapter 10. And after Abimelech there arose to defend Israel, Tola the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, the man of Issachar, and he dwelt in Shamer in Mount Ephraim. Something is wrong. Why does this keep going blank? Sure, guys. But I think the screen keeps going off. I'm going to see if I can switch it to this other device and see if this other device might. When it's not one thing is the other, but hey. Nothing is going to stop what we are doing. So let me see, the doggone thing keeps going blank. I don't know why. All right. Joe, what's up? How are you doing? I'm trying to switch devices here because this one keeps going blank and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to switch devices and enter the studio. And then we are going to okay. All right, so now we are onto a different device. Let's see if this device know how to act. Let's see if this device acts right because it's not supposed to be shutting off and going blank while I am trying to do the live. All right, so let's put it there and let us continue. How are you doing this Thursday afternoon, Joe? I hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon. As for me, I am doing great. I mean, they're home, Joseph. Joseph, when I work with them. Joseph, I am home right now. Woke up about 2 hours ago to get ready to go to work, but I have to come here. I have to do this before I leave, and I'm leaving around 6, a little after 6. So I'm going to do this for about the next hour and a half before I leave for work. All right, that's the deal. I hope everything is good with you, my friend. AG, be safe on the road, my love. All right, we are on to Judges chapter 10, guys. So go ahead, get your book Bible, your Google Bible, and come on. And don't forget, tomorrow night is going to be Bible quiz night. Okay, tomorrow night, Friday night, is going to be Bible quiz night. So come ready to win. All right, let's move on. And after Abimelech, there arose to defend Israel Tola. So after Abimelech died, Tola, the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar, and he dwelt in Shamer in Mount Ephraim. So Tola came. Shawnee Body, what's up? I mean, I think it's too hot because But it cool. Me just wake up and turn it on. So, but me don't know these devices usually act up as they feel like. So after Abimelech, this guy named Tola, coming from the line of Issachar, he took over to defend Israel. And he judged Israel 23 years. Don't forget that 23 years Tola judged Israel and died and was buried in Shamir. And after him arose Jair, a Gileadite, and judged Israel 22 years. And he had 30 sons that rode on 30 ass colts. And they had 30 cities, which are called Aboth Jair unto this day, which are in the land of Gilead. And Jair died and was buried in Canaan. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Baalim and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord, and served not him. Oh my God. Guys, you see what I'm talking about? The children of Israel couldn't keep up with all these laws and statutes. They keep breaking them, and every time they break them, they got punished so severely. Somebody was coming in to enslave them. Somebody was coming to punish them, and it was all in the name of God, name of the Lord. Do you think you could survive under those circumstances today? Tell me in the comments if you think you could. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines and into the hands of the children of Ammon. And that year they vexed and oppressed the children of Israel 18 years. All the children of Israel that were on the other side of Jordan in the land of the Amorites, which is in Gilead. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Judah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed. Of course, yes, you are going to be distressed. Every day is a fighting. Fighting can be so draining. Every day you're fighting. You're fighting for your freedom. You're fighting for land. You're fighting for somebody to rule you. Every day it's a fighting. And these people are still convinced that they are supposedly the chosen people. But every day they wake up is another struggle. So if this Lord that you all are, that they're serving, has chosen them to give them a better life, why? You see why the people were questioning? Just like you and I would question. If this Lord chose us and say, well, we are the chosen people, why in the world then are we being oppressed by others? And the people who are oppressing us are considered to be our enemies. And these are the people who this same God told us are our enemies, and they are not the chosen people. Does that make sense? Talk to me, people, just from a practical point of view. There's Joseph in the chat. There's Sean in the chat. AG is in the chat. James is in the chat. Tell me now. So I love you all. You all are my chosen people. I live for you all. I will protect you all. I will destroy the enemy just to save you. But anytime you do wrong, what I consider to be wrong, I allow the enemy to come in and oppress you and suppress you, and I sit back and watch. And what do I do about it? Nothing. I just watch the enemy beat you and enslave you. But then I am the God who love you, your generation, your tribes, and I will do anything to protect you. I am not saying anything one way or the other. I'm just saying, think on these things. Let us continue. Verse 9 again. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Judah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, saying, We have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our God and also served Baalim, however you pronounce it. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Did not I deliver you from the Egyptians? It is always going back to remind them what he did for them. Oh, I took you out of Egypt, didn't I? Oh, I took you across the Red Sea, didn't I? Oh, I took you through the wilderness, didn't I? Oh, I gave you this land that I promised your forefathers. So after I've done so much for you, why are you complaining about this other little bad thing that I'm doing to you? Don't complain, just take it. I don't know, people. Think for yourselves. Think on these things. Verse 11 again. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Did not I deliver you from the Egyptians, and from the Amorites, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines? And Zidonians, or the Zidonians also, and the Amalekites, and the Moabites did oppress you, and he cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand. Yet ye have forsaken me, and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. This sound like one immigration marriage. This sound like one immigration marriage. Yeah, you turn so bad and you're so ungrateful. Me pick you up off of the street with nothing. Me give you this, me give you that, me give you the other, me give you the third. And look how you turn around and treat me. It just sound weird. Just sound weird. You don't need to remind me of all the things you have done for me. I need to be reminded. Yeah, I know, but right now I'm talking about the issue at hand. I'm being oppressed right now, and this is how I feel right now, and this is what I am trying to address. And then you're going to remind me that you did this for me, you did that for me, you did that for me, you did that for me. So even though I'm grateful for the things you did for me before, why do you choose to hurt me now and you don't want me to say nothing? I'm just telling you all to think. I'm just opening this up for you all to think that the context of what we are reading, if you were to apply that context to your life today, how well could you survive it? I don't want no one doing anything for me. I'm going to take it and dash it on my face. Exactly, Joseph. Exactly. I agree with you. And even though they say this is their Lord, their God, I just find it very concerning that if this is a God and I said, I serve you, I do whatever you say I should do in expectation of getting favor from you. Yet, as soon as I slip up, I get no grace. I get to be punished so severely. And these expectations that you have of me, I can't keep up because I'm only human. I can't keep up. And when I don't see your physical presence, I still have doubts about whether or not you are there. And I do what humans do. And then I get punished, and then I get reminded of all the things that you have done before while I'm still being oppressed now. Think about it. I saw somebody send me something today, and it said, how could the same God be working in favor of the oppressor and working in favor of the oppressed at the same time. And I thought, that's interesting, because if the God is working for the oppressor, if he's working in favor of the oppressor, he's going to want to keep you oppressed. So if he's working in favor of you, wouldn't he want to take you out of oppression? But if he takes you out of oppression, he's going to offend the oppressor. But while he continues to have you oppressed, the oppressor is satisfied. So who wins? Who wins if we are both serving the same God and expecting the same treatment from the same God? These are questions that we must ask ourselves, my friend. As we read the Bible for ourselves and realize that the context of some of these writings are questionable for our lives today. Pick your choice and pick wisely. Let's continue. Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. You see that? You hear what the Lord tell them? The gods of the Philistines and the Ammonites and all those people that you all have been praying to. Go and go cry to them. Go and go cry to them. Now cry to me. These are the same God when they say love them, you know. And they are the chosen people, you know, the Israelites, you know. And you hear what the God tell them? No, come cry to me. Go and go cry to the gods them. One who I serve. Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. If you tell people them something in the Bible, them are going to say not true. But I'm reading from the King James Version. Verse 15. And the children of Israel said unto the Lord, we have sinned. Do thou unto us whatsoever seemeth good unto thee. Deliver us only, we pray thee this day. And they put away the strange gods from among them, and served the Lord. And his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel. Then the children of Ammon were gathered together, and encamped in Gilead. And the children of Israel assembled themselves together, and encamped in Mizpeh. And the people and princes of Gilead said one to another, what man is he that will begin to fight against the children of Ammon? He shall be head over all the inhabitants of Gilead. Joseph asking Winsome what she cooking. Today what, Thursday? Winsome cook cabbage and saltfish. Hey Winsome, welcome into the live, my friends. Thank you all so much for coming. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. We are currently reading the book of Judges. We have just finished reading chapter 10. Get your Google Bible or your book Bible and follow us as we read. Don't say Trev say it, because I am only reading it from the good book. We are on to chapter 11. Now, Jephthah, the Gileadite, was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of a harlot. And Gilead begat Jephthah. Okay. And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah, and said unto him, thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. Now you all see where the conflict come from with siblings and half siblings. There's always a conflict between the siblings, the children who are for the wife, and the outside children. When some say no fish, that was $350 cabbage. I mean, buy $350 for one cabbage. Father God, when somebody I forgot one little garden on a back, man. I'm planting one. Let us continue, guys. Verse 3. Then Jephthah, you hear this, Winsome? Then Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob. And there were gathered vain men to Jephthah, and went out with him. And it came to pass in process of time that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. Oh, when some say price gone down, but you fear that tone. Ah, bon. I am at Judges chapter 11, Winsome. Judges chapter 11. Now we are on to verse 6. And they said unto Jephthah, Come and be a captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. Let's read from verse 3 again. Then Jephthah fled from his brethren, and dwelt in the land of Tob. And there were gathered vain men to Jephthah, and went out with him. And it came to pass in process of time that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. And it was so that when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. And they said unto Jephthah, Come and be our captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, Did not ye hate me, and expel me out of my father's house? And why are ye come unto me now, when ye are in distress? The stone that the builder refused, eh? Yeah, they threw out Jephthah because they said Jephthah was the child of a harlot. He was his father's outside child. So them threw him out. He ran away. Now when they are in distress, them call him to come back to come fight with them. To come fight for them. Come be their captain. And lead them in battle against the people who are oppressing them. And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, Therefore we turn again to thee now, that thou mayest go with us, and fight against the children of Ammon, and be our head over all the inhabitants of Gilead. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, If he bring me home again to fight against the children of Ammon, and the Lord deliver them before me, shall I be your head? And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, The Lord be witness between us, if we do not so according to thy words. Then Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and captain over them. And Jephthah uttered all his words before the Lord in Mizpeh. And Jephthah sent messengers unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, What hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight in my land? And the king of the children of Ammon answered unto the messengers of Jephthah, Because Israel took away my land, when they came up out of Egypt, from Arnon even unto Jabbok, and unto Jordan. Now therefore restore those land again peacefully. So you see, after all these years, after the Israelites slaughtered and stole all this land that they said their God gave them, here now. I lost something here. Here now, for Jephthah to make peace with the Ammonites. The Ammonites are saying, the Israelites came here and they took away all of our land. Since you are head of state, why don't you just restore our land? Restore it. Let's see if Jephthah is going to listen. Andrea, how are you doing? A blessed Thursday day to you, my love. How are you doing? So good to see you as always. I hope you're having a great, great afternoon. We are going to be here for about the next hour until I get out of here to get to work. Okay? Verse 14. And Jephthah sent messengers again unto the king of the children of Ammon, and said unto him, Thus said Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea, and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom was not hearkened thereto. And in like manner they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent. And Israel abode in Kadesh. Okay. Then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. So here Jephthah is making his case as to why he does not think that he should give back the land to the Ammonites. Verse 18. Then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab. But Arnon was the border of Moab. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, the king of Heshbon. You all remember that king? Remember that Moses and his people took the life of that king? You all remember? Verse 19. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, the king of Heshbon. And Israel said unto him, Let us pass, we pray thee, through thy land into my place. But Sihon trusted not Israel to pass through his coast. But Sihon gathered all his people together and pitched in Jahaz and fought against Israel. And the Lord God of Israel delivered Sihon and all his people into the hand of Israel, and they smote them. Israel possessed all the land of the Amorites, the inhabitants of that country, and they possessed all the coast of the Amorites, from Arnon even unto Jabbok, and from the wilderness even unto Jordan. So now the Lord God of Israel hath dispossessed the Amorites from before his people Israel. And shouldest thou possess it? So here he's telling them that, well, is God give us this? So we're not giving it up. No matter what kind of agreement. When some aso cabbage expensive in Jamaica, we need to do a little farming. I think so too, Andrea. I mean, I'm not cabbage on back, So come to think about it. When we go Walmart tomorrow, I definitely I'm gonna look and see if they have any cabbage. I've never tried to plant cabbage here. I'm gonna try though. When I go to Walmart tomorrow, I'm gonna see if I get some cabbage seeds and see how well they will do. All right, let us continue. We are on to verse 24. Wilt not thou possess that which Shemash thy God giveth thee to possess? So whomsoever the Lord our God shall drive out from before us, them will we possess. And now art thou anything better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he ever strive against Israel? Or did he ever fight against them? While Israel dwelt in Heshbon and her towns, and in Aurora and her towns, and in all the cities that be along by the coast of Arnon, 300 years. Why therefore did he not recover them within that frame? So here he's saying, here Jephthah is saying to them, listen, why are you coming at me now? Israel has been living here for over 300 years. Why you want me now to be the one to give up all this land when from history we know that the Lord helped the children of Israel to acquire this land by destroying the king of Sion and everybody else around and living on this land. Oh, when some says here that the price of cabbage gone down. When some always telling me need this, when some buy me the greenhouse now. I have one tiny little one round there that I used to like incubate my seeds. But for some reason, I just think it gets so hot in there. I think the seeds get stunted. Because the seeds that I plant in there, oh my gosh, guys, I kind of choke a little bit. Yeah, I noticed that the seeds that I put in the greenhouse, I think the greenhouse get too hot. I think the temperature get too high in there. You remember the little one I showed you all? Yeah, look at the temperature get too hot in there. Because the seeds not act right. Yeah, but the seeds that I plant outside of it, that get a nice balance of sun and rain. Excuse me, guys. Sun and rain and wind, those seeds seem to do better. So I think my greenhouse is supposed to be used during the colder months. Andres says he's taking exactly, Andres taking advantage of the situation. Yeah. He think that now there is a ruler that they can like win some have our friend who have a greenhouse and I think them come. Yes, win some. You have to understand the climate where you live with the greenhouse. Does affect the seeds. Because here in North Carolina, today could be a nice cool 55, 60. And tomorrow could be 90. So the poor seeds, today them a chill out, a try to grow, and then tomorrow them burn up. And then the greenhouse a plastic over it, you know. So you see when the sun beat down on that plastic, and in the greenhouse get extremely hot. And if I leave the zippers open, everything blow away. So I have to zip it up. So I don't know. When I zip it up inside, it gets so hot. But in North Carolina, weather is not consistent for too long. Grant said, my mother always told me not to eat on Grant, I can see your face so you're laughing at me there now. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Really? I say you treat your friend? Oh my gosh, you can't treat me like that. The weather is shaking the nerves of the poor seeds. Exactly. They see them, don't know if them for come or go. This minute they want to come up, the weather nice, and the next minute it is frost. And the same thing why we not have no fruit on the back right now because the weather burn off all of the blossom them. I one pear me sip on the pear tree. I don't know the pear tree always give me bountiful fruits. I must see tree peach. I mean just have hope and pray that the peach them come. That at least they can last on the tree until they come to something. Yeah, but it is what it is. What else we gonna do? But continue reading the Bible, right, Andrea? That's what we're gonna do. We are on to verse 27 of chapter 11. Wherefore I have not sinned against thee, but thou doest me wrong to war against me. The Lord, the judge, be judge. The Lord, the judge, be judge this day before the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, which he sent him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mespeh of Gilead. And from Mespeh of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands. Well, and just for real, Trev. Yeah. Yes, for real. Verse 31. Then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hands. And he smote them from Aurora even till thou came to Minnith, even 20 cities. How many cities did Jephthah slay over there? 20 cities. And unto the plain of the vineyards with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. Cause they bought the place, man. Me know she bought the place. She probably not say nothing, but she bought the place. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child. Ha ha! When you make a deal, you got to keep your word. Your word is your bond. Right, Grant? Your word is your bond. Remember what Jephthah said to God? And remember what Jephthah said to God before he go over there go fight the people them for their land? He said, if you allow me to go over there and fight the Ammonites and get their land, beat them up, slaughter them, when I return to my house, whatever is the first to greet me, that will I sacrifice to thee. Don't forget that. Those were Jephthah's words to God when he wanted permission to go fight the Ammonites and get their land. Okay? So here now in verse 34, let's read that again. Tell God to come out of the bushes. In the bushes somewhere there, man. And don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And share the stream. Call your friends to come over and listen. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house. And behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrel and with dances. And she was his only child. Beside her, he had neither a son nor another daughter. She was his only child. Verse 35. And it came to pass when he saw her that he rent his clothes. Now he's upset, he's mad. And said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. This was Jephthah, my friends. And she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which hath proceeded out of thy mouth. For as much as the Lord hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even of the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. How would that mean? She gonna give away her virginity upon the mountains? Hold on, guys. Let me grab my phone here. So let me see what she gonna do when she gonna bewail her virginity. Let's make sure we all on the same page here. He said that she bewailed her virginity. She go yell it out. She go shout it out. She go whatever. Let me see what this said. This says, Google says it means express great regret, disappointment, or bitterness over something. He bewailed the fact that hard trouble had slowed him down. Oh, so she regretted her virginity? Regretted that she was a virgin? Okay. All right. Verse 38. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months. And she went with her companions and bewailed, regretted her virginity, yelled it out upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did with her according to his vow, which he had vowed. And she knew no man. No, she didn't get way. And it was a custom in Israel. No, she didn't get way. I thought, here said she come back to her father and she did not know any man. So that means that she didn't give away the cherry grant. It's a grant terrible. Verse 40 says that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gilead 4 days in a year. Okay, so I guess when she came back, he sacrificed her. And so the children of Israel used her as an icon. And after that, 4 days each year, they celebrated her life. All right, welcome into the live, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. This is our daily live where we read the Bible and try to understand it from a layman's point of view. Don't forget, we are no theologians. We are learning as we go along, and you are welcome to learn with us, and you are welcome to share with us. If there is anything that you hear over here that you have information to refute, respectfully do so, because God knows I know none of this. All I am doing is reading it as a layperson, trying to understand it. So trying to understand it from a layperson's point of view. And as I read it and try to understand it, I'm sharing it, being open and transparent, sharing it with you all. So you all can follow along, because I'm sure that there are many of you who are just as curious as I am about what is and what isn't in the Bible. Let's move on to chapter 12 in the book of Judges. And the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and went northward, and said unto Jephthah, Wherefore passest thou over to fight against the children of Ammon, and didst not call us to go with thee? So Jephthah didn't call the children of Ephraim, the descendants of Ephraim, to go with him. We will burn thine house upon thee with fire. And Jephthah said unto them, I and my people were at great strife with the children of Ammon. And when I called you, ye delivered me not out of their hands. And when I saw that ye delivered me not, I put my life in my hands and passed over against the children of Ammon. And the Lord delivered them into my hand. Wherefore then are ye come up unto me this day to fight against me? Then Jephthah gathered together all the men of Gilead and fought with Ephraim. And the men of Gilead smote Ephraim, because they said, Ye Gileadites are fugitives of Ephraim among the Ephraimites and among the Manassites. Then what are them the same people? What are them the same people, you know? Let's continue with verse 5. And the Gileadites took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites. And it was so that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, Let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, Art thou an Ephraimite? If he say nay, then said they unto him, Say now, Shibboleth. And he said, Sibboleth, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. Okay. Let's read verse 6 again. Then said they unto him. Let's read verse 5 again. Let's see who they're talking to. And the Gileadites took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites. And it was so that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, Let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, How them gone from them to him? How them gone from them to him? Let's read that again. We are going back to verse 4. Then Jephthah gathered together all the men of Gilead and fought with Ephraim. And remember, when they say fought with Ephraim, you know, they're not talking about the one man Ephraim, because by this time the one person Ephraim is dead. It is the Ephraimites. That's the people who are descendants of Ephraim. Okay. And fought with Ephraim. And the men of Gilead smote Ephraim, because they said, He Gileadites are fugitives in Ephraim, among the Ephraimites and among the Manassites. And the Gileadites took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites, and it was so that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, Let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, I should be unto them, Art thou an Ephraimite? If he said nay, then said they unto him, Say now, Shibboleth. And he said, Sibboleth, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. Then they took him and slew him at the passages of Jordan. And there fell at that time of the Ephraimites 42,000. 42,000 Ephraimites were killed that day. And Jephthah judged Israel 6 years. Jephthah judged Israel 6 years, then died Jephthah the Gileadite, and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. And after him, Ibzan of Bethlehem judged Israel. Ibzan of Bethlehem judged Israel. And he had 30 sons and 30 daughters, whom he sent abroad, and took in 30 daughters from abroad for his sons. And he judged Israel for 7 years. Then died Ibzan and was buried at Bethlehem. And after him, Elon, a Zebulonite, judged Israel, and he judged Israel for 10 years. And Elon, the Zebulonite, died and was buried in Aijalon in the country of Zebulun. And after him, Abdon, the son of Hillel, a Parathonite, judged Israel. And he had 40 sons and 30 nephews that rode on 70 ascles, that was 70 or ascles, and he judged Israel for 8 years. And Abdon, the son of Hillel, the Parathonite, died and was buried in Pirathon in the land of Ephraim, in the mount of the Amalekites. We are moving on now to chapter 13. Chapter 13 of the book of Judges. The Bible is really interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. I say it all the time that it is the people relaying their story, their experience. And this has been taken to mean the framework for our life in our generation. And even as impractical as it is, we are still bounding ourselves to this which we cannot even maintain. But we are going to move on. We are on to chapter 13 of the book of Judges. Let us read together. And the children of Israel did even again in the sight of the Lord. They're always doing evil. They're always doing evil. And just say, they kill for mispronouncing of a name. Exactly. I am lost. There weren't there any illiteracy in their time. Exactly. There was so much. There was no room for pardon. There was no room for agreeing with each other unless I had given you my word about something before. That was the only time I saw where they were gracious. If I gave you my word, then I had to keep my word. If I gave you my word, that's the only time I see them express any grace towards each other. Otherwise, it is you do, no matter how simple it is, you give your life for it. Chapter 13, and the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines for 40 years. Oh my God. They're not tired to get enslaved. It's like every single generation of the Israelites has experienced some form of slavery. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Verse 4. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hands of the Philistine. Okay, so no razor shall come up in his head. That means him shouldn't shave his head. He shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb. Okay, and that would be the son of Zorah. He was from the tribe of Dan. Okay, that was Zorah. Let's not forget that. Win some, don't forget that. Hold on, may I write something here, sir? Okay, let us continue. Let us continue. We are on to verse 6. Follow with me, guys. We're on to verse 6. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, a man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither did he tell me his name. But he said unto me, behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah. And the angel of God came again unto the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her. Okay. So my bad. The name of the place, I had to go back to look. So the name of the place was Zorah, and the name of the man was Manoah. All right? Correct your thought there, guys. Correct your thought. All right, because we got to get it right. And when we mess up, we got to fix it. Okay, so the name of that man was Manoah, Manoah, and his wife was barren. Let's continue. Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again unto the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran and showed her husband and said unto him, behold, the man hath appeared unto me that came unto me the other day. And Manoah arose and went after his wife and came to the man and said unto him, art thou the man that spakest unto the woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child, and how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine. I wonder why that is. Anything that come on a vine? Neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we shall have made ready a kid for thee. Said they told the man to stay with us until we get one of the goats out in the field and prepare it for you. Because we have been barren, we've been wanting to have a child and can't have a child. Now you are promising us that we're gonna have a child. We need to treat you with we need to give thanks to you for this promise. And with that, we're going to have a little feast. Let's go get a kid out in the field. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, What is thy name? That when they say, that when thy sayings come to pass, we may honor thee. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why ask thou thus after my name, seeing it is a secret? So Manoah took a kid with a meat offering and offered it upon upon a rock unto the Lord. And the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. Verse 20, for it came to pass, when the flame went up towards heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it, and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appearing to Manoah and to his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, We shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, If the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would not have received a burnt offering and a meat offering at our hands, neither would he have showed us all these things, nor would as it this time have told us such things as these. And the woman bare a son. The woman bore a son and called his name. Or when some say, I know them not say what Manoah wife name, you know. It just kept saying the woman his wife, the woman his wife, the woman his wife. But you see me pausing and looking, it hasn't said yet. It has not yet said. But the Bible likes to leave us in suspense sometimes. When it's not repetitive, it is in suspense or it is leaving us in wonder. This is one of those wonders that it is leaving us in. But now the woman has borne a son. And you all won't believe the name of the son. But if I tell you all, the son never cut his hair. What was the name of the man in the Bible who never cut his hair? Come on, Winsome. What is the name of the man in the Bible who did not cut his hair? Come, Winsome. Andrea, there you go. There you go. So now you know who was Samson's father, Manoah. Now we're gonna find out who was Samson's mother, because it never said yet who it was. So let us continue. How am I there now? Where am I? Verse 24 of chapter 13. And the woman bare a son and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at times in the camp of Dan between Zorah and Eshtaol. Exactly, Andrea. Samson was a dreadlock man. Because remember, God promised his parents from before he was born that neither from the day he leave the womb till the day he is put in a tomb, his hair shall not be cut. Okay? Let us continue. We are on to verse 14 and chapter 14, and this is going to be the last chapter we read for today. And Samson went down to Timnath. So now Samson is born, Samson has grown up. Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father and his mother, and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. So right there, so that we're missing all of Samson's childhood. We gone right into Samson's adulthood. Samson born, and then Samson a big man. So something missing right there, so right? Because remember, they were asking the Lord how they should raise this child that he was telling them about that they were going to have. How they must raise him to walk in the sight of the Lord, etc., etc. Because since the Lord was telling them, this child going to be born of your wife who is barren, and this child's hair shall not be cut from birth until death, there must have been a lot more instructions for this child, right? But we not hear it. All we hear is that now they have a son named Samson. And verse 14, Samson turned big man. All right. And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord that he sought on occasion against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. So this is during the 40 years. Wasn't it 40 years that the Philistines ruled over Israel? I thought I saw it earlier that said the Philistines ruled over Israel for 40 years. All right, we're gonna find that, because I thought I read that. Anybody remember? I'm trying to find it again from where I marked, but I don't see it. But anyway, we know that the Philistines were ruling over them for 40 years. All right. I believe it said 40 years. Me know my brain not so rusty that I forget that. I think it was. All right. So during those 40 years that the Philistines were ruling over the Israelites, Samson was born. Okay. Verse 4 of chapter 14 says, But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord that he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. Then went Samson down and his father and his mother to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath. And behold, a young lion roared against him. And the Spirit of the Lord came mighty upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid. And he had nothing in his hand, but he told not his father or his mother what he had done. All right, so the lion attacked Samson. The lion attacked Samson, and Samson with his bare hands killed the lion. But he didn't tell his mother or his father what it was that he had done. And he went down and talked with the woman, and she pleased Samson well. And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. Really? And he took thereof in his hands and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. But he told not them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of a lion. That's strange. That not sound strange to you. It sounds strange to me. That sounds strange to me. That Samson, as he was going down to Philistine to see the woman, a lion attacked him. He killed the lion with his bare hands. He went to see the woman. And on his way back, he saw the carcass of the lion was swarming with bees. Bees had made a hive inside of the lion. And there was a lot of honey. So he scooped up the honey out of the carcass of the lion, ate the honey, ate some of the honey, and took it home to his parents to eat. But he never tell them where he get the honey from. So why honey in the lion? That's a great question. That sounds like a dream that you need to interpret. Why would the bees make a hive inside of, if it's a dead lion, that means the lion is rotting, right? So why now bees, instead of the crows coming to eat the lion, bees have made hive inside of the lion? Weird, eh? But let us continue. And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took thereof in his hands, and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. But he did not tell them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. So his father went down unto the woman, and Samson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do. All right, they used to make a feast. They used to make a feast when they find a woman they love. So his father went down unto the woman, and Samson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do. And it came to pass, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him. How many companions? 30 companions to be with him. And Samson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you. You see how long riddle about? Riddle me this, riddle me that, guess me this, riddle and perhaps not. I will now put forth a riddle unto you. If he can certainly declare it me within the 7 days of the feast, and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. If you can guess the riddle. So Samson tell them, say, I have one riddle for them. Riddle me this, riddle me that, guess me this riddle, and perhaps not. If you all can guess this riddle and tell me the answer, I will give you 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. But if he cannot declare it to me, then shall he give me 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. Samson full of tricks, you know. And they said unto him, put forth thy riddle, that we may hear it. Let's hear what this riddle say. And he said unto them, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle. You don't know what Samson talking about? The lion. He's talking about the lion that he killed, that had the honey, that the bees make nest in the dead lion. The bees has made a nest, a hive into the dead lion, and are making honey in the dead lion. Hear him come now with this riddle. He said unto them, out of the eater came forth meat. So the eater is the lion. Because remember, the lion we eat, the lion is the eater. So meat coming out of the lion. And out of the strong came forth sweetness. Andrea, it seems so. Like it was a sweet talk and a gal is with you. And they could not, 3 days, they could not guess the riddle. He make sure him give them one riddle what them couldn't get, so that he would win the riddle at the end. Because remember, I'm telling him, if they win, he's going to have to give them 30 sheets and 30 garments. But if they didn't get the answer in 3 days, if they didn't get the answer within 7 days, he told them, they were going to have to give him 30 sheets and 30 garments. And listen to the riddle and give them. Listen to the riddle. The riddle says, out of the eater come forth meat, and out of the strong come forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle. Lord Jesus, help me soul. And it came to pass on the seventh day, that they said unto Samson's wife, entice thy husband, that he may declare unto us the riddle, lest we burn you and your father's house with fire. People them right. The people them say, the Philistines tell the girl, tell your husband to tell me the answer to this riddle, or else we are gonna burn up you and your father's house. Have he called us to take that we have? Is it not so? So they are onto it. They are onto him. Say, well, come with this bloody trick. Come trick people. What talk about the eater shall be the eaten? What? Some nonsense. Some nonsense about the eater came forth, from the eater came forth meat. Hear him come with it with his foolishness. The people that will have none of it. The people said to his wife, tell your husband to declare to us the riddle, lest we burn you and your father's house with fire. Have he called us to take that we have? Or is it not? Is it not so? And Samson's wife wept before him and said, thou dost but hate me and lovest me not. Thou hast put forth a riddle unto the children of my people, and hast not told it to me. And he said unto her, behold, I have not told it my mother nor my father, and shall I tell it to you? And she wept before him the 7 days, while their feast lasted. And it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she lay sore upon him, and she told the riddle to the children of her people. And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day, before the sun went down, what is sweeter than honey? And what is stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, if he had not plowed with my heifer, he had not found out my riddle. You see your wife deceive him? You see your wife that just deceive him, because she bawled and she bawled and she bawled and she bawled and she bawled, and he gave up and told her the riddle. And she run go tell our people them. So now our people them get the riddle. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon and slew 30 men of them, and took their spoil, and gave change of garments unto them which expounded the riddle. And his anger was kindled, and he went up to his father's house. But Samson's wife was given to his companion, whom he had used as his friend. You know, hear what just happened right there, so right? So for those of you who don't understand what just happened right there, so let me explain it to you in a layman terms, the way Outrem know how. So the lady never want a house, but exactly. She never want them to burn up she nor burn down her father's house. Samson acted like brother Nancy. Exactly. Me tell us the Bible funny, you know, I don't think I joke me I make. I don't think I joke me I make. Samson acted like brother Nancy. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Tell me this riddle, and perhaps not. No secret. Ask me no secret, and I tell you no lie. So this is so funny. So this is what happened. So Samson liked this woman who was a Philistine. And remember, the Philistines and the Israelites for under oppression for 40 years. His parents said to him, why are you going to choose a Philistine and choose one among our people? Why you have to go find love among our oppressors? He said, well, him love the woman and he want them to throw a feast for her, because that was the custom then. They threw a feast. They like somebody. A feast for their marriage, whatever. So they are throwing this feast. So when Samson was going down into the Philistine to go look for the woman, a lion attacked Samson. Samson, with his bare hands, strangled the lion and killed the lion. He continued on his way to visit the woman. When he's going back home from visiting the woman, I don't think it was the same day. I think it was a long time after. It must have been a long time after, because for the bees to make the hive and to make honey, I can't be from yesterday to today. So it had to be a long time him go down there go down in Philistine and was now coming back. And the carcass of the lion had a beehive in it with bees and honey. And him scraped up some of the honey and he ate some of the honey and he took some home for his parents. And parents eat the honey, but he didn't tell them where the honey came from. Now, when he went back to the Philistines with the celebration or whatever, him come up with this grand idea to get stuff from the Philistines. Remember, the Philistines, I mean, now they were oppressing the Israelites, so they had a lot. They were the haves and the Israelites, the have-nots. So the oppressors always have more because they take all the spoils and they leave you nothing. So the Philistines were in charge, so they had everything. Now Samson, he wanted to pull a fast one. So Samson, while they were having the celebration, Samson gave them the riddle. Samson give them a riddle. Say, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. He's talking about the lion that he killed and the honey that he got out of the lion. Tell them to guess it. If they can guess the riddle in 7 days, if they guess the riddle, he will give them 30 sheets and 30 garments. Samson don't even have one garment for himself, much more 30 to give away. So, but he give them a riddle that he know they're not going to get. So he wouldn't have to abide by the terms of this riddle. And so, after the people try guessing, it's coming up to the 7th day now. And they still can't get it. So they realize they're going to have to pay. So they go to his wife. They say, listen, your husband think him slick, you know. He might come up with this little foolish riddle, give to us. And look at the price of the riddle. If him don't tell us the answer to the riddle, we are going to burn up you and burn up your father's house. The wife got scared. So the wife went to Samson and said, Samson, tell me now. Tell me what the answer. Samson said, I not even tell my mother and my father. Why am I going to tell you? And she bawled bloody murder. And she bawled and she bawled and she said, yes. She want him to tell her. She want him to tell her what the answer And I bet you she swears that she not tell nobody. Come here, your wife, I mean not tell nobody. And him tell her. And as soon as him tell her, she run go tell her people them because she don't want them to burn up she and burn up her father's house. So she run go tell her people them. So when time come now for Samson, Samson declare that nobody not get the answer. The Philistines say, we know the answer. The answer is a lion and honey. Now that they have the answer, Samson have to live up to the promise that they're going to get the 30 sheets and the 30 garments. But Samson don't have one for himself. Samson do nothing more than go in another town, kill 30 men, take away the man them garments, kill the men, take the garments off of them, and carry the garments come present as the winning prize for the riddle. Oh my God. And he was so angry after that, that he left. He left from among the Philistines and he went back to his father and his mother's house. And his wife was now given to his companion. So somebody else getting wife. He left her down with Philistine. He left her down amongst our people and went back to his father's house. That is chapter 14 in a nutshell. And this is one of the funniest stories I've read. This is one of the funniest stories I've read in the Bible so far. And with some, I know they haven't said what Samson's mother's name is. But we are going to continue reading tomorrow. Tomorrow we will continue reading from chapter 14. What time we are going to read tomorrow? It all depends on how I feel. When I come home from work tomorrow, might be tomorrow morning, might be tomorrow evening. I'm not sure. But for sure, tomorrow evening, we are going to be doing the Bible quiz. And it's going to be from what we have read over the last few weeks. We have read the book of Judges, Nehemiah, Joshua, Judges. Those are the most recent books that we have read. So come tomorrow, see what you can win. If you are in Jamaica, you get phone credit. Most Jamaicans are win to get phone credit. Okay? Win some set right now, our data go on now back in the day. Exactly. Wisdom said the Bible. Me said if the Bible is sweet, the story them very sweet. And that is why I always say you cannot read the Bible by just grabbing a verse and read it. You must read the entire chapter or book to get context as to what they're talking about. Because if I just grab the Bible, open it, and it opened to Judges chapter 14, and I just read verse 17 and says, and she wept before him the 7 days, and while their feast lasted, and it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she lay sore upon him, and she said, and she told the riddle to the children of her people. Would you understand what I'm talking about? No, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to understand what we are talking about. Because you just read one day verse. You have to read the Bible in context. Know who is talking, who they are talking to, what they are talking about, and why they are saying what they are saying. Because it has to be a reason. There must be some context. So all these fly-by-night people who used to jumping up and I come up with, I say, oh, you have to follow the Bible and you have to do what the Bible say. And then grab one verse and then fling the one verse at you. And the one verse lick you on your stagger box or your rock box. So you don't know what the one verse means. You don't know where they come from. You don't know the interpretation of it. And that is why I say we're reading this Bible by ourselves, for ourselves, so that we can get the context of what is being said. So nobody won't be able to fool us after this. Right, yard food? Bless up a nice clean self, sis. I'm going to be running off to go to work. You are so welcome, Andrea. You are so welcome, my love. I absolutely enjoy your company. I absolutely enjoy your presence over here, my love. I love it. And Sister Winsome, Trev the Lion kill a long time. Him just and I think life start from back. Of course. I can't just put the lion kill. Can beehive take months to build and to make honey. So it must be out for a while. Of course, yes. And then jump over Samson's child. We're gonna read and see if they talk about Samson's childhood again. And not again, but any time at all. We're gonna see they talk about his childhood. Because right now we not hear nothing about his childhood. So something missing right there. So if they claim to be giving it to us in its totality, well, we see something missing right there. So what happening right there? So after Samson mother have him and Samson become a big man, now him go married. All right. Think on those things, my friends. And when we come back tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning or evening, tomorrow sometime, we will continue reading the Bible. Thank you all so much again for coming in this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I sincerely enjoy your company. Now, go ahead and have yourselves a great Thursday. And don't forget that tomorrow night also we are going to be having the Bible quiz. Thanks again, my friends. I sincerely enjoy being here with you, reading the Bible with you, for you, to you, whatever, however you term it. And I hope you all enjoyed listening to it. All right, that's going to be it from me for now, my friends. Until next time, this is from Trevessence, where your journey matters. Have yourselves a great evening, everyone.